Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about DC. We've got lots of different news that we need to break down, including a Flash star being recast. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV or DCU videos later this year. Okay, so we've got some news that we need to break down from Deadline. This is all to do with James Gunn and what's going on with the DCU. Plus we have some other comments that James Gunn has actually made on Threads. We all know he's super active there, so I always keep an eye on that in case there is anything that is obviously new and interesting enough to talk about in a video. And yeah, we got something today, and shout out to everyone that watched my April Fool's video yesterday. Really do apologize for that, but it was some good fun, some good theorizing. I know that some of you fell for it, but also some of you got onto it pretty early. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our first main topic. We're going to be breaking down this article from comicbookmovie.com. It's to do with a Flash star, that being Ezra Miller, who has been recast in one of his upcoming projects. And so this is what the article says. Ezra Miller was on the cusp of becoming one of Hollywood's biggest stars not too long ago. As well as playing the DC Extended Universe's Flash and Justice League, Miller landed a key role in the Fantastic Beasts franchise, obviously both Warner Brothers projects. However, their career appears to be as good as over. Obviously, this is because of all the different allegations and the court cases and everything like that to do with Ezra's behavior. And so the article goes on to say, following a string of arrests and shocking allegations, Miller was dropped from the Wizarding World, so he won't be appearing in any Fantastic Beasts films. And obviously, he's not going to be in the DCU because that's not a thing anymore, even though he did reprise his role as Barry Allen in his very own Flash movie. In my personal opinion, I really enjoyed the film. I've never been a huge fan of Ezra as the Flash. I feel like it just never really came together, plus also that film really suffers from terrible CGI, so yeah, it's definitely not very good in terms of what happened with the Flash, and it doesn't bode well for their future, because financially as well, the Flash totally bombed last summer, and now Miller has lost another role. The actor lent his voice to Invincible in season 1 as D.A. Sinclair, but you'll likely have noticed that the insane scientist who murders humans and transforms them sounds a little different in this week's episode. So maybe some of you guys have seen the latest episode of Invincible. I'm a big fan of the show, and I didn't actually realize this when the episode came out. So it's just coming out now that he's actually not playing the character anymore. So the villain appears in a nightmare sequence in the episode I'm Not Going Anywhere, but instead it's voiced by X-Men 97 and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles star Eric Bauza. So they haven't brought back Miller. And the article says it's hardly a surprise that Miller wasn't asked to reprise his role in Invincible season 2, especially following all that happened before. And so Miller apologized back in 2022, just before The Flash came out, and vowed to get help for complex mental issues, prompting Warner Brothers to stick by the actor while promoting The Flash, despite them barely showing up for the promotional campaign because Warner Brothers wanted to limit the amount of interviews that Ezra was doing. And so since then we really haven't seen much of Ezra. They just haven't been super active, obviously because of all the allegations, because of all the incidents and the court cases. They just haven't been able to make more projects, and as the article states, their career is pretty much as good as dead, or at least at a standstill for now. We've seen it many times when actors have gone through things. They often do come back at one point, but they do take breaks. And right now, if you check Ezra's IMDb, the last credit was The Flash, as I said before, and so it doesn't look like they are going to be appearing as any other characters in any other films for quite a while now. I think they will make a comeback at some point. I don't think they're going to be involved with Warner Brothers or involved with DC anymore. I think they were given a big enough headache with the projects that they were involved with, obviously talking specifically about The Flash, talking about Justice League, talking about Fantastic Beasts as well, because those were the two big projects. So yeah, they won't be appearing in Invincible in the latest episodes. The last time they appeared was in 2021 with the voice of D.A. Sinclair in that one episode. And yeah, so they've been recast in this, which is a pretty big deal, and I don't think you're going to see them ever involved with DC anymore beyond The Flash. Okay, so let's break down the next piece of news reading off of this article from Deadline. The article was titled, James Gunn shares an update on the Authority DC film. So the Authority is among DCU's many projects that are coming. The Authority is a lesser well-known property and is said to be one of James Gunn's passion projects, so it's not going to be like of absolute importance to get this project out as quick as possible. It's going to probably be directed by James Gunn when he gets the time. Obviously he is directing Superman right now, then he's going to direct some episodes in the summer of Peacemaker, probably going into the fall as well. And so the article goes like this: as the co-chair of DC Studios, James Gunn has the key to the DC universe as he and Peter Safran prepare for the next generation of superhero storytelling. One film that excites fans is The Authority, a movie about a team of anti-heroes known as the Anti-Justice League. So Gunn recently updated fans on the film's development after one of his Threads followers asked if any of the members of the anti-hero team had been cast. We have referred to The Authority before in my videos, but I don't believe we've actually broken this statement down. Maybe we discussed it in a live stream. But the quote from James Gunn is this: we won't greenlight a film until we have a finished script, something that he said regularly, and he says we're happy with, and in general we won't cast a film until the script is finished. And so they say in general. So I think the exception there is Supergirl, because they wanted Supergirl in Superman so that they could appear first and then appear in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which is a film that is coming out after Superman. And so this is why some projects are moving faster than anticipated and others more slowly. It's always going to be quality first no matter what. And so that is what James Gunn had to say specifically in regards to The Authority. And so with him saying this is why some projects are moving faster than anticipated, that means that other projects that would have probably be initially planned to come out after The Authority, like Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, they're coming together a lot quickly because the screenplay is finished, it's done, it's in the can, and it's ready to get going. And the simple fact is, for The Authority, it's just not there yet. The screenplay isn't done, it's not been fully greenlit to go into pre-production, to actually begin, you know, thinking about casting. It's just not something that they plan to do unless it's a vital character and they want to bring a character and introduce them into the DCU in an earlier film. And so he says it's always going to be quality first no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's like a fan favorite project, it's a project that fans want to see straight away. It's all going to be dependent on the quality of the screenplay and if they think they can actually get going from what they already have. And so I think with a project like Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, clearly they like the screenplay. They've cast the same writer, Ana Nogueira, to actually write another DCU project, that being Teen Titans, so that's already getting going. So I think you will start to see some DCU projects lag behind. It's very possible some may not even come to fruition at all. Like we've seen that with the DCU, they've announced 1 billion films in the past, and half of those films didn't come to fruition. Like, where is that Cyborg film that they promised? You know, there was supposed to be the Flash film ages ago, a Justice League 2, but none of that came to fruition because the universe didn't work out. So it's all really going to depend on these first projects and the success of it, because if the DCU flops, if Superman flops, if the first like 3 or 4 projects don't do well, I mean, who knows what the DCU is going to look like. It could end up like the DCEU, but let's hope it's not the case. So the article goes on to say, although there's no time frame for the Authority to start casting and filming, one of the team's founding members will appear in Gunn's Superman, which is currently in production, and that's why that is another character that has been cast, because they're going to appear in another film. That character is of course the Engineer. We've seen quite a lot of glimpses into Maria's character, so looking forward to seeing the Engineer in Superman, and that's going to act as kind of like a soft introduction to the audience into the life of the Authority and at least one of the characters in the Authority and how they're going to be acting in their own film. And so other characters that comprise the Authority in the comics include Jenny Sparks, Apollo, Midnighter, the Doctor, Jack Hawksmoor and Swift. Those characters aren't appearing yet in any other projects, it's just the Engineer for now. But as Gunn has previously explained on social media, that the Authority is one of his passion projects, saying this is a big movie, and I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Authority. he continued by saying the Authority is a very different kind of superhero story. They are basically good intention, but they think that the world is completely broken and the only way to fix it is to take it into their own hands, whether that means killing people, destroying heads of state, changing governments, whatever they want to do to make the world better. And with this film we'll see how that journey goes for them, but as I said earlier, there's morally grey characters, of which these are. And I just want to talk about one more thing. This is still kind of related. So someone asked on Threads, so besides Superman and Peacemaker Season 2, are there any other DCU projects that have scripts yet? James Gunn simply replied yes. I'm guessing one of those is Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, because Anna is writing Teen Titans, as I mentioned earlier, and I presume Waller is nearly there. Potentially there is a couple of like hidden projects that maybe we don't know have actually been finished, but they're in the can. And one more thing that James Gunn has confirmed on Threads is that all new DC films are under DC Studios. That includes the Batman Part 2, that includes Joker, that includes any other Elseworlds projects that they plan to do. So he is the head of DC, not just the head of the DCU and what they're building at DC Studios with Peter Safran and himself. So that's obviously just a little bit of a roundup video that we've made here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I don't know if you guys knew about some of this, but obviously if it's new, if it's exciting, if you're looking forward to the DCU and what is to come, please be sure to leave a like on this video. It would be greatly appreciated. Also leave a comment if you have any other future video ideas you want me to make. There's a poll up on my community tab that's like next to the videos tab on my channel. You guys can vote in it in terms of what content you want to see on the channel in the near future. But for now, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video. And I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.